Oh. He rolls a 3, so his friend shoots at you, and this creature charges forward, and the other fellow cries out and will attack your leitmotif. Oh, he's within 10 meters, so he's within 5 even. So he's not going to use unipolar ranging. He's not within near. So I'll just add this at the top so I have it.
Only refreshes on a focus turn.
Oh yeah, but there's 2 of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the other one isn't going to use unipolar ranging. So he's just
only
going to fire.
He's only dodging, so ignore the damage, but the dice are the same. So
okay.
So he's got to be at 9.
I believe you are at short range though, so you do have an extra D8 because you're not quite near, but you're still short.
I mean, I already rolled a 9, so
that's actually that can beat anything he did. So your leitmotif manages to dodge out of the way as he fires short. All right.
Well, that's
and
the 2
it is
of
your
them.
turn.
Are there any walls around here? What am I looking at?
Yeah, there are walls to the spaceship here along the side.
Well, I mean, it's something for me to get behind. Because from the top-down perspective, this all looks like it's just a giant open area.
You could take cover behind whatever this large machine is.
It's
this is
3. Yeah, I'll dash with a stride at the end of it to be behind that. And then I'm going to use a control action, which is pointedly not an attack action, to command my leitmotif to attack somebody.
Okay.
Specifically this guy right in front of him.
Okay. So
damn these fucking rolls.
He'll counter because you're within near. So if his coil gun works, then actually, let me just double check that a coil gun. Yeah, he's got short range threat, so he'll just roll that. A high of a 6.
Yeah,
so
we
tied.
hit
each other.
Yep.
All right, so that would be. Does that tie? I always forget if the tie counts as a success.
It does.
Okay.
We don't have any ability to. There's nothing that we both have that I'm aware of that would negate each other. So you hit me with two successes.
Oh, I rolled 2 6s. Oh,
yeah.
So that would be a total of a 3 normally, plus 2 is 5, and nearby for 7.
Well, it was fun having him back for a while. Another chapter. Let's see, and I've dealt finish to you, which means nothing. I've dealt warp, which I'm assuming you're not invulnerable to. So
they're not immune to warp.
You have vulnerable attached to you, and you have taken 2 damage.
All right.
So let's see that soak.
All right.
All right, you soaked it all, so you're just vulnerable, and I am no longer afraid. Oh, shoot. You know what, actually? I couldn't have moved there and done what I did.
Because a control action
is an action, and I started reeling.
Oh, you reeling, right.
Yeah, so I'm just still floating there, and I am still afraid.
So one of the pirates is now out of ammo, so he's going to spend his turn to reload. And he's then going to guard. The other one still has low capacity, so he will fire at you. And aim.
Well, thankfully, I'm no longer reeling, so I can still redirect and counter, because you can counter while afraid, or panic, rather.
Yep. Oh, that is... high of a 5, so you've got a pretty good chance.
10 and an 8.
All right, so you've got 2 successes, so that will be.
I'm going to reroll that
a
D8 because
5.
redirect encounter is my favorite use.
Yeah.
There we go. So 3 successes.
So that's 6. So 6 hit against him, but it is weak. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's down to 2. So he's hurt and panicked.
Yep.
He's hurt and panicked. And it is your turn.
Now I float over here and then end my turn to remove panicked. So now it's your
Alright.
turn again.
This fella here that is now out of ammo is out of ammo and panicked. So he will run down this corridor here as far as he can get and just break line of sight and remove his panic. This guy here is no longer guarding because it's the start of his turn. He is going to he's the last one remaining. He's got high capacity. He's feeling pretty good since he's the one that hit you, and he's going to he'll so in order to refresh unipolar ranging, he has to take a focus action and then burn the focus.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. And then would that happen on the same turn, or is it an action to burn your focus?
That's
So
an,
like, can he
burning.
take the focus?
You
and
take
then
the
burn it
focus and
immediately?
burn it. Yeah, immediately. It's the action.
Right. So he's refreshing unipolar ranging with his turn.
Right. Well, that's both of them, unless there's a third party I don't know about.
And it's your turn.
All right. Come out here. I'm going to... What's the distance? Short is 10, right?
Yep, short is 10.
Let's see, I was over here. 4. What's the ruling here? Short?
You're outside of 10.
I mean, I am aiming from the middle of my token. Alright.
Yeah.
Alright. Hold on one sec. I've got other moves that are outside of short. I just gotta... Okay, I'm going to try and disarm him. He's at 30 meters. I can do this just past 10.
Okay. And he can counter?
Is he... How far away does he threaten?
I guess he does counter within short. So he's outside of short, so he can't. So...
Oh wait, Myriad Song doesn't use threatening, does it?
Yeah, it does. It's a threat. Yeah. So he's just got to dodge.
Jumping back and forth from Ironclad to Myriad Song has really messed me up over time.
And then you're gonna hop back to Urban Jungle, and then we're straight back to Myriad Song again. The ride never ends.
So you got a 5. So he is disarmed. He takes
4
2,
damage.
3, 4 points of damage, and it's
Yep.
weak. So he is good, but he is disarmed.
Alright, and I'm gonna fling his gun at this guy over here down the hallway.
All right. That hit as well with 5 points of damage. And he's good.
Weak damage, man. Sometimes it's the best and sometimes it's the worst.
But the gun lands next to him.
Yep. And this guy is disarmed of his main weapon. I don't know how many other weapons. Otherwise, I'm done. Take the change, you dirty animal.
So he is then going to He's going to he's going to run then. Might as well run this way. He's going to run over there, and that'll leave him reeling. And the other fella will, I guess he'll keep moving and reload his weapon.
All right, I guess I'm going to scramble.
All right.
So 6.
All right.
So I can see him.
Yep.
Remind me, did one of them pick that gun up?
They have not picked up that gun yet.
All right,
Because
well,
he was reeling, so he wasn't, right? He was reeling, so that ends his turn, so he wasn't able to pick it up.
right, because he took a hit. He's in short, so I'm going to fling the unattended object at him, i.e.,
Right?
the gun.
Yeah. So you hit twice, and he soaks it. He's still reeling because he's reeling. Oh, yep, he's still reeling.
All right.
You're chasing after him, so he's a little concerned by that. So he's going to stop reeling and pick up the gun, and that's both his actions, I believe.
Picking up
Right?
something on the floor sends you reeling again, but besides that,
Oh, sorry. Say that once more, Arcloid.
picking up something from the floor is considered a stunt, I believe.
So he's reeling again.
Yes.
Okay. The other fellow will see you chasing them, and so he will fire at you. He will aim and fire.
Counter.
And, he's just aiming and firing. So you hit with a 7. So he does 4 points of damage, weak damage to himself.
The real bitch here is that they're firing weak weapons, so I'm hitting them with weak effects. It's just like a little play fight.
So it bounces back into him, and he soaks it, but he, yeah. So next up is you. One fired, one picked up the weapon. It's your turn.
All right. Well, I guess I'll fling the weapon at this guy again.
So he's picked up his weapon.
Okay, well then I'm gonna disarm him.
All right.
Don't pick the object up that I'm hitting you with. I'm gonna hit you with it again.
He is better at shooting you than
He is reeling.
Wait, he's reeling, so he can just dodge.
Yep, and I get a bonus D8 for you being reeling.
You hit once, and he's disarmed again.
Yep, 2 damage, 4 damage.
1, 2. So he's now injured and panicked.
You mean hurt, panicked?
Hurt and panicked. Hurt
Right,
and panicked.
and I fling that gun at the other guy who shot at me.
All right. You hit with 2, so that's 5 points of damage. And he is now reeling.
Yep.
And he's good, though. The weapon's next to him. So on their turn, this guy's going
And
to
I
run
move.
around the corner. We'll remove reeling and run around the corner to break line of sight. The other fella is going to remove reeling and will take a stride forward so he's within nearby, and he will fire at you.
All right, counter.
My high is an 8.
Redirecting counter is my favorite use. I'll reroll the D12.
Yep.
My highest
tie.
is an 8. Yes. I don't know how that works. I am going to tap personality because I'm sure one more hit will kill me. Personality is enigmatic. I am unknowable.
Okay.
9.
Oh, so you re-rolled the d12 again?
No, I tapped my personality. I'm sure
Yeah.
we've done this
The
before.
passionality just gives you another d12, right? I forget about that.
Once a session, yeah, you can tap your personality to roll an extra d12.
So 4 points of damage. 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry, 5 points of damage, and he soaks 1, 2, 3 of it. So it's down to 2. So it just makes him panicked. And it is your turn.
Alright, I'm back on top. Oh, you guys. Did one of them pick up the gun or no?
They have not.
Alright, time to fling the gun. Probably at this guy who just shot at me.
All right. Oh, he's also reeling because he got hit.
Yep, so bonus d8. I feel like I'm real bursty, right? Like, a lot of my rolls just suck, and then sometimes there's a bunch of 11s and 8s. So he gets hit for 5, 6. 6 damage.
So he takes 2, and nothing happens.
Yep, no change. I'm done.
All right. Well, he is reeling, so he has to recover from reeling. He's out of ammunition. And trying to see where he can go to break cover or break line of sight. There's not really any place for him to go. So he's going to cower. Don't hurt me! Don't hurt me! Stop, please! Take your droid back! And the other person will he has a melee weapon, and you're really close. So he will attack with his, what is this weapon? He's got a sword. He's got a blade.
Well, the sword is two-handed, a machete is one-handed, and the knife is smaller one-handed.
He has a heavy blade. What is this? No, it's what is an SR blade?
Sympathetic resonance blade. That's a sword that cuts by mimicking the frequency of the object it strikes, so it cuts it with. It's a penetrating weapon, basically.
It's essentially
There's no way
he's got a Syndic artifact basically himself.
There's no way he'd have that. He would not have that. He would most likely have a machete. So he will. Close is 1 meter, so he'll stride forward and attack with his. You can't. Can you aim with a melee weapon?
Yeah.
You can, but he can't have aimed because it would have taken an equip action to switch weapons.
Yeah.
And then he had to move, so that would have been another action.
All right. So it's just a normal attack.
Well, he had to move, so he can't even attack.
All right. So he will step forward and do nothing. It's your turn. Or he's not going to step forward then. He's just going to guard.
Is that gun still rattling around on the ground?
Yeah, it's still rattling around on the ground.
Alright, well, I'll fling it at the guy who's not guarding.
All right. The guy who says, please don't hurt me.
Yeah, that guy. I believe that's also specifically the guy who shot the unconscious droid in the head. So, mercy is kind of like a premium. 1,
So
2,
you hit for
3,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh yeah, because he's hurt.
Because he's injured.
8 week.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's down to 4. So he is dying.
Yep.
All right.
And
The other fellow is going to step. Well, I guess he doesn't have to. He's just going to aim and he's going to attack you.
redirect.
Oh, that was.
I was waiting for you to roll, and I just saw the 4. I'm like, wait a second, something's wrong here. I've already hit the button.
Yeah, I accidentally hit instead of when I hit enter, I hit the comma next to it. So he misses.
It's 1, 2, 3. So 3, whatever your damage score is on your weapon.
It's machete's just +1, so it's just.
So he hits himself
2,
for 5
3.
because you're hurt.
Where are you getting 5?
Because you're
Yes.
hurt.
Oh, you have a 4 as well. So
Yeah, I
5 points of
rerolled the
damage.
D10 to a 4.
Okay.
So now you're dying.
So he is. Well, oh yeah, he's dying.
All right. So without getting too graphic, you remember all the pieces that my robot friend was laying in?
Yeah.
I'm going to leave them in as many pieces each.
Okay.
Without getting too graphic. Then I'm going to collect my robot buddy. Sorry, he's not my
Okay.
buddy. I'm going to collect my robot servant. And I'm going to bring him back because they only inflicted dead on him, which only means unconscious. I can just put him back together again. I've lost nothing today that I didn't enter the building with.
Yep.
And we got 2 coil guns out of it.
Oh, you wanted me to bring those back?
If you could.
I mean, I don't care about weapons, so I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, since you didn't communicate with him and he didn't grab it.
You
He
don't
just
have
comes
like a
back with his
survey
robot.
outfit or anything. You're just kind of like out of communications for like 10 minutes here and come back with a robot body.
I mean, at the same time, just, hey, I just took out a pirate base. If you guys want anything, go get it.
Oh, I was kind of putting odds that you wouldn't be able to come back. Well, good that you're here. So what are you going to do with that?
Place.
Oh, I thought you guys had to go over to get the stuff that you wanted.
Oh yeah,
I said, sure, let's do that.
you got a spacesuit. You could just hop on over. So I guess anything stopping Nefira from grabbing the guns and getting out?
Yes, other people could be looting the bodies if you go in and do that. So you are Nefero, are you space jumping from your ship to that ship and then going onto the ship? All right. So you hop over. I guess the ship wasn't docked with this, so you're just jumping.
Yeah, hoping. Well, do we have a what is it called, a 0G kit to do this with, or no?
I don't think we have a kit. Like, I own a spacesuit, and the spacesuits have freefall dice, so you would have an extra D8 to do things, which presumably means it has like some microjets on it somewhere.
Okay.
Yep, they have altitude jets, grapple lines, glue, caulk,
Mhm.
strong enough to seal hole leaks, and distress beacons. Magnets, yeah.
How do they work?
Yeah,
Fine,
so
I'll
do
cover that.
you have a spacesuit, or are you wearing Mitherland's spacesuit?
You're a giant. Mitherland's not. That would be awkward.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Do you have your own spacesuit?
No. So I need to use one of the one size fits all on the ship, if there is any, or you're gonna make one.
We do have our armory. That
do have
was
an
your
armory.
choice. I would assume having spacesuits on for all crew would be just a generic thing to just have stocked in there.
Yeah, since you guys do have an armory, I will say there is a spacesuit available there.
All right. Trudon
The
spacesuit. Here we
parasites.
go.
And so you make the with a spacesuit on, you're able to jump over there, and you navigate your way through the ruins of the ship, and you're able to find one of the coil guns is still there, in an enormous pile of blood. But as you're kind of poking around, you see other people doing the exact same thing, looting some of the other bodies.
All right. Well, at least the coil gun can be sold. So, how well are these other looters armed?
Well, some of them have coil guns at this point. You see some of them have a variety of weapons, sabers, machetes, some guns.
Hmm, not going to risk a fight. I'm still injured unless we've had the weeks off.
That was
So,
entirely up to you. I thought you guys took the time to heal your injury, but if I was wrong, then
Yeah, no, we did. Your injury's
Yeah.
gone.
oh, goody.
yeah, your
Okay.
injury's gone.
Well, I don't want to risk another one, so let's just take what we've got and any maybe mechanical or electrical spares that are lying around on the way.
Yeah, you find essentially you get a coil gun with 3 reloads, a spacesuit, and let's see. Yeah, you can get 1 mechanical spare along the way.
Okay, I was writing down the reloads. I got another spacesuit.
Yeah, for a medium, like a normal sized person.
Hey, nice
And
spacesuit.
what else was that after the spacesuit?
A mechanical spare.
Oh, all right. We probably should keep a ship inventory for those kind of things. Now that we have a ship to have an inventory in.
Do you want
Right.
me to add under handouts? There's now a handout that's ship inventory. And it's in all of your journals, and all of you can edit it.
Hooray!
Voila.
Okay then. Well, Nefir is back on the ship, nice and sound. Well, I think this madness has been enough. I say we get out of here.
All right.
Never know when they might decide to just warm up one of their ships and come after us. So I guess Eli, tossing it back to you. We did have those 4 successes before to try to locate where the cavalcade had docked and disembarked passengers. Did that get us anywhere
If
before we were interrupted, or?
Yeah, if you remember, I said you believe you know exactly which asteroid Ronnie the Blue was using, at least before he, you know, he was here for a while, and then no one's heard from him in a while.
Okay.
So you know which asteroid that is.
Yeah, so that's the one I'm going to recommend Jaimin fly to next. So fly us out there, pilot.
I'm not going to require any rolls to fly out there, but you guys do navigate across, through the floating debris, and you arrive at this additional asteroid. This one looks like it's an actual asteroid that has additional ships, or at least either a large ship or a large asteroid at the center of it, that all these ships have kind of glommed onto. You see there's a clear area where there's an exposed section of either asteroid or a ship that looks like it's been scarred by engines, where it looks like people do take off, and there's almost an airlock spot there for it looks like entrance.
All right. So I guess once we dock up, Mitherland will be happy to sally out and go walk around.
All right. You guys dock and stop, and here I just transitioned. I'm pretty sure this should be dark for y'all.
No, it's bright. Now it's
How
dark.
about now? So now put your tokens right here.
How? I don't see anything. Oh, okay.
In the top left corner.
Remember, you can shift click to focus our...
Shift click. Yep.
There we go. I can't see them, but I can still highlight and also move the tokens.
What about now? Can you see now?
I think so.
Yeah.
Is it just based off of Lisk?
Yeah, it's just right now it's just based off of Lisk. I haven't added sight to. All right. Everyone should be able to see. This is one of the first dynamic lighting ones that I've done for this game. But you see the airlock here. That'd be this entrance, and there's just piles of scrap and ruins and garbage. The first thing you notice is as you arrive at this airlock, the airlock has scarring on it, as if there might have been a battle here recently. Maybe not recently, but at some point recently.
Ooh, okay.
Like maybe not within a day, but
I do like the back and forth. Recently,
Yeah.
maybe not recently, but they're scarring like it's happened recently. But not recently, like maybe within a day.
I was trying to think of a word like that's not like that's more than recent, but less than like
Maybe some
ancient
sort of
bottle scarring.
maybe
It
some
has been
sort
a
of
fortnight.
8-letter word that starts with an R. Shit, that's not it either. Back up.
Recently?
Yeah, I see you
How many
counting on
letters
your
are in
hand.
recently? I know, and then I lost count because I didn't realize how to spell recently.
Even though I just told you how many
Yeah.
letters there were.
I know, but that might have not been the right guess. Could have been, could have been another R word.
What a nightmare. You must be on crossword puzzles.
Good. No, I'm awful. Never play any sort of word game with me because it'll just right over
Okay,
my
let's
head.
take Scrabble and upwards off the list.
And bananagrams.
X has 3 points. Alright. Well, this is a little worrying. I think Midland's gonna, like, keep her hand on her gun, but she's not gonna, like, pull it out or anything. She's still gonna lead the way here. This is the other
And
side of the airlock, yeah?
Yeah, that's the other end right there.
Okay. So I'll start manipulating it. I'll wait for everyone else to get in before, like, airlocking myself onto the other side. You guys coming?
Waiting for everyone to get in.
Well, it looks like we're on the map, so yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you open up this extra door, and the first thing you notice that's alarming is on the other side, slumped against the wall here, is what looks like a. Now I can't remember their name. Another. Shoot. What are those? What are
Recently?
those fuzzy? Recently, no, it's a Towser laying on the ground with his back, against the wall with several bullet holes. Is a dead Towser. His blood splattered on the wall.
Well then, that's a curious case.
You know, we shouldn't have come here.
Too late now.
Is it? I'm not saying we shouldn't have come here because there's a dead body. I'm just saying it's dumb that we came here. We should have fixed up my synth servant and had them tell us what happened when they came here, because they came here on the same ship. We could have information instead of wandering blindly into what's clearly a trap.
I think we need parts and money for that.
I didn't spend all my money. I've never spent money, as a matter of fact.
Lisk is going to go ahead and check out the dead body real quick. With 3 successes.
All right, so you move over and you start looking at the body. However, the first thing is you move into this large room, and you're looking around this large room. You're seeing more of those bodies laying around, and not only are there bodies, but you see several what look like, maybe more scalawags in spacesuits who appear to be, they've got kind of bags on their backs, and they're it looks like they're looting through several of the bodies, and they kind of look up at you as you enter the room, and they back off! We found this. Scavengers' rights.
Yeah, have whatever the hell you want here. I don't care. I'm looking for somebody.
Really? Well, I hope I hope they're none of these fellas. And they kind of like move aside, and they're like, two of them are these the nearest two kind of are warily watching you. They might not quite believe what you're saying, but the other two are still, like opening up boxes and scavenging through cabinets. You're looking at the body?
Yeah, that's what Lisk was doing.
What like when you say you're looking at the body, are you trying to find like how long
He's
ago
doing
it
sort of a
died,
medical
or...
check to see, like, how long ago and what weapons and stuff. And I imagine it's going to come out to, like, within the last couple of hours and with their weapons.
It doesn't seem to be that. It looks like it happened maybe within the last few days. So maybe 2-3 days ago. And the weapons, you're looking at the weapons, the wounds that they have, and you're looking at their weapons. It doesn't quite seem to match, except for and not even the weapons. It looks like they've got like looted on their bags. Those also aren't the same as the wounds that they have. It looks like a combination of like they've been cut apart with a combination of like scavenged weapons and shot with various ballistic weapons.
So I guess I'll go ahead
But-
and
And with the third success, the way he's laying here, he looks like he died surprised.
Ooh. Very interesting. Okay. So I guess I'll try to strike up some more conversation with these guys once Lisk like whispers in my ear, and I'll go, so how long have you guys been here? What happened to these folk?
Beats us. We're just here. We heard there was no one here anymore, and so we heard there was loot. So here we are.
How long ago was that? When word get out?
They kind of shrug. Oh, who told you? Oh, Stinky Pete told me. He said he saw some fighting the other day, and there's some ships leaving, and he came here, snooped around. Had to give him a nice Rothardian brandy to get that information out of him.
All right, I get you. I'm gonna have a look around. I don't really care about anything here.
Back up. This is our loot. We found it first. You'll get your chance.
Like I said, I'm just looking for a person. Trouser, blue fur, bad attitude. Maybe he's one of these corpses around here.
Shame to tell you, but if you're looking for a Towser, they look all dead to me. Blue fur. Huh. Well, we haven't seen one with blue fur yet, but we've just looked through some of these rooms here. He kind of gestures towards like the nearby area, kind of this, because you'll notice on the map you should see several rooms, like
Hmm.
or several doors, and he kind of gestures towards like all the rooms on like out of this, like off this main room, kind of gestures towards all these.
Okay. I'm sorry. What was he saying about them in particular? Just he hasn't been there yet.
Yeah, they haven't seen a blue Towser in any of these rooms.
All right. Which parts haven't you looked at yet?
Well, we haven't gone any farther than this. They left a lot of shit behind.
Well, tell you what. If one of you want to come with us, so that you don't have to worry about us taking any of the junk here that you might want, we're gonna go do a walk around and see what we can find.
They kind of like look at each other.
Yeah, this would be
Give us
me
a
trying
moment.
to negotiate a deal, of course.
Yeah. Roll what? Ooh, this would probably be the best. This would probably be a negotiation roll, along with it's your choice of ability, depending on how like are you trying to appeal to their their reasoning, or are you trying to intimidate them with your body? What's your negotiating tact?
Um, my tact here is going to be that we don't have interests that collide at all. We're both here for different reasons, and there's no reason for us to not get along.
That sounds like a mental appeal.
Hmm.
So you roll mind and negotiation.
All right. Hey, Nefiru, do you want to back me up on this?
Of course, I was just typing it up now.
Wonderful. I'd love to take an extra D8 out of you.
And yep. I would have let you roll body as well if you wanted Nefero to be more like the intimidating. Like we could take it if we wanted, but appeal to reason. But you got a success, so there's a D8 for you.
Okay. I don't have anything extra that helps me here, I don't think. I got oratory, but that's for like speeches, so I don't have. Yep, double checking. Okay. Only thing I have is cosmopolitan. I won't offend them if I fail, which whoops.
uh, they look at each other. Don't mind if we don't trust you, but we don't trust you. This is you're just trying to split us up so you can kill us as we break apart. How about this? You let us loot as we will, and when we're done, you can look through it.
I don't got a lot of time to wait here. Tell you what, if it makes you feel better, most of us will stay here, and we'll have, and one of us can go with you while you go ahead and do your looting. Does that sound better?
One of you. Hmm.
I'll give you 3 notes to just go along with it.
Which one of you, eh?
I'll go ahead and turn to the rest of you. Which one of us are actually good at investigating?
Not that big old bird fellow.
Uh,
If it narrows it down.
And why not?
yeah.
Have you seen the size of you?
That's true. If you could bench press all of you if you do something funny. Chime in, you're not interested, are you?
No.
Alright, so I'll pat Lisk on the shoulder and I'll shove him forward. He'll go. What, me? Yeah, you, of course. You can check out the logs or whatever you need to. Well, okay. And Lisk will slither forward.
Yeah, all right. Yes, we'll take you. That's fine with us. All right. So they have one of them kind of stand by this door here, and the other three will go on forward with Dr. Lisk.
Mhm.
And they're gone for maybe about 10, maybe about 30 minutes, and you hear a "Rear! Ah!" Uh, and they all come running back, and this guy's he opens the door and he's, what's wrong, and one of these pirates comes back and he's got a huge gash in his arm, and one of them's like, Leper Larry was cut by some sort of blade. This place is too dangerous. They look at you, and they've got decently sized backpacks on them, and they uh, uh, this place is crazy. It's y'all can have the rest of it, but we're getting out of here.
Mither
And
will do a bit of a shrug and go, "Well, pleasure doing business with y'all."
they kind of they scramble out of here, and Dr. Lisk, uh, well, I followed them for a decent amount of time. There's a ship off to the left, and another chamber farther forward. They did. I managed to divert them away from anything valuable on any computers, but they did manage to take a decent amount of weapons and really anything they could get their hands on. Uh, they're they're rather. I don't know how they do it, but they still smell through their spacesuits. It there's it appears that there was some sort of there's battle. There's more dead bodies uh, farther onwards, but what was most concerning, at least to those rapscallions, was we went to push on farther, and she gestures just kind of in that direction,
Mhm.
and well, that Larry fellow opened the door, and a chainsaw fell from the opening and nearly cut him in half. It was uh, it was rather gruesome, but it certainly scared them straight, and I don't know what's going on here, but it's dangerous. I would request not to go first anymore.
Of course, of course. Come here, Lisk, and Mitherlin will give him a hug and say, "No chainsaws for you." And I'll
Thank
look
you,
over at
thank you.
Nefiru.
They didn't get any blood on me, did they? Did they?
No, you're fine, you're fine. And Mitherlin's just like wiping some dirt off the back on his lab coat.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you very much. If
Nefiru.
please, in the future, I would rather not. If you do choose to send me forward as your representative, maybe someone more. Maybe if there's a tea party, I could go alone, or a research, or a convention. But pirates are, well, it's not what I studied at university.
They're just a bunch of scavengers. At least you were fine this time, but I'll put you up for the next tea party we go to.
Oh, delightful, delightful.
Wonderful. So Nefiru,
Yes.
chime in. Place is ours.
Let's go look for Ronnie's corpse.
So this area is more or less looted real quick, but I guess if we do a quick peek at these are mostly like crew quarters or something, aren't they?
Yep. So I'm just opening all the nearby doors since
No one's gonna stop
there's
us.
yeah, there's no one going to stop you, and they went through all of them, so there's not like, and they told you that, so there's no danger, like the doors aren't trapped or anything like that. Yeah, you can feel free to move through them if you'd like, but yeah, you find several like containers that have been like knocked over. Clearly, it's been looted. You see in this room up here, there's kind of an observation point that's got like that can look down on the landing, and you see that there's another dead Towser there. Looks like kind of a lookout point where they could kind of watch and maybe even fire upon anyone who's coming in. There's a dead Towser there with it looks like the throat of this Towser has been cut. And sure enough, there do look like there are crew quarters in several of the other chambers. More, some supplies in these two rooms, but basically anything that was able to be carried away looks like it's been carried away.
Okay. Well,
In the center of the room as well, this here is a ladder kind of going up, and you can kind of go investigate that, and it's another lookout as well, kind of looking out. With this one looks like it had a little bit more heavier weaponry, and there's another Ted Towser there, each one of them with the same insignia as Ronnie the Blue's crew.
oh, they actually left some heavy weaponry up there?
It's more like it's mounted on the actual ship itself.
Ah, okay.
Like, yeah.
Well, I mean, lookout position isn't bad. I'd suggest let's just sit there tight unless we need to bring him down for something, and so he could be safe
Okay.
there for a bit.
Yeah, he'll sit there.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Nefiru, we got this big door over here. How about we proceed?
Yes, let's.
All up on you.
All right. Is there anything needed to roll to get that door open?
No. The people that you had interacted with first have already gone in there, and so you're able to go in, and this looks like the point where several ships have collided with each other, and so you've got kind of like a strange ruined corridor in front of you. It looks like this almost might have been a cockpit of another ship, but to the left you see there's another doorway that Lisk says, we went in there, and it was just another ship. It looks like might have been somewhat of a crew quarters, more but it's strange vibes. There were things that were moving without uh, without our recognition. I thought it was just the pirates messing with me, but I don't quite know. Through there, and he points forward, and ahead of you, you see that this door lies open, and there's a pile of blood and what looks like one of those man openers kind of hanging from. You can't quite tell what it's hanging, but it's hanging in the doorway, and it's still kind of revving every so often, lowly.
Oh, I get it now. Spaceship's haunted.
Yeah. Well, then let's go make sure that whatever's been moving down this way stops moving so this ship is safer.
Okay. I do own a survey kit, and that's how I'll keep just in contact with Lisk, whose outfit basically comes with it. In which case, G-Man, are you gonna stay all the way back there?
Seems okay to me.
Oh. This
right,
is the
fine.
door here to get through there, Nefero. You're going to the left, so the door opens up, and yeah, sure enough, it does appear to be another ship. You see, there's several chambers. There's a large opening here. This starts to look looted as well.
Well, they did say that they left the computers intact, and I guess there might be some logs here. So this looks like sort of the back chamber. I guess this is the engine. Actually, yeah.
There's a door right there if you want to open it.
Sure, yeah.
You open it up, and inside you see there's several terminals you're looking at, and you start stepping forward and moving towards this computer terminal. You sit down and you're going to start messing with it.
I'm going to go ahead and call in Lisk to come mess with it, because he's the person who can actually do that. Oh, thank you. You moved him there before I could. I had to wiggle him through the corridors.
So you're starting to mess with these computers, and Dr. Ivan List starts hitting some of these buttons, and as you do, let's see. And as you do, the computer starts glitching and starts buzzing, and Lisk is like, I'm getting some anomalous readings, and then from the computer itself rises some sort of strange creature. It's nebulous. It's got kind of like a mist oozing from it as it rises up and reaches out to attack Dr. Ivan Lisk. Well,
Uh-oh.
actually, it's actually just going to do a scare. So as it jumps out of the computer, it's just going to try to terrify him.
Okay. He's got body and will, so he's got 2d6. He doesn't have presence.
Yeah, and
he's a scientist.
No presence. Okay.
He rolled a 6 there.
All right.
He's got good odds, but this thing probably has guts. Sure did.
It does. So this creature leaps out of the computer and terrifies the life out of Dr. Ivan Lisk. He's already been a little bit scared. He saw that pirate get nearly cut in half. He saw some things moving around. He was a little unnerved, and this creature leaps out, and he is going to be panicked and terrified by this creature.
Yeah, upgraded, so he's just terrified. But yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah, terrified is the upgraded version of panicked, and it is your turn.
I guess initiative to see if I have a weapon out in response to this.
Roll initiative. Nefera, you can roll as well if you'd like to see if you have your weapon out.
I got danger sense. Not only that, I have focus.
Ooh.
So let's go ahead and do it. I'm going to go ahead and start by aiming and shooting at this thing. Which comes out to my handy dandy 3d6 plus 3d8.
This thing is not going to counter, and so it will. Oh shoot! I always need to add that. Always forget to add the range thing. You guys are you in? What's the range between the two of you?
A couple meters. This is a very small room, like 5.
Yeah. So you're outside of near. So, or are you within? Like, does he have a range bonus? Is what I'm wondering.
I don't know. When does that start? If he's in short, if he's under 10, but outside of the next increment, then yeah, it's 1d8.
All right. So he's got 2d6 plus 1d8. High of a 5. So it looks like you've got 2 successes. So 2 damage.
Okay, so 2 damage. What's it gonna do?
All right. He automatically soaks 1 because he has impervious.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so here's a question about impervious. It says 1 success hits do 1 less damage. That's what impervious says.
How does that work? What page you looking at?
Page 197.
Yeah, let's see if we can work that out.
Against attacks, only score 1 success to hit. You take -1 damage. Oh no, so it's only if you score 1 success to hit, it takes 1 less damage. So
oh, I see. Yeah, so if it was lower, it doesn't take damage, is what it's saying. I see. Okay.
Yeah. So since you hit by 2, you do full damage. But if you'd only hit by 1, then you would do 1 less damage. Is that how I'm am I interpreting that correct?
It sounds right.
Okay, cool. So it's got 1 soak, and it soaks 1, so it is hurt.
So you get away from him, and I'm gonna go ahead and guard.
All right.
Nefiru.
I can't dash, but I can scramble.
Lisk is probably gonna run, so he's just gonna move 30 meters anywhere.
All right, with a scramble.
He's out.
then aim and fire.
Okay. Are you going to do sniper shot to ignore the range penalty?
Yes.
All right. So it does have the serpentine ability, so it gets a D12 to. Oh no, that's past short range. It's still within short range, so it's just 2d6. And I've got a high of a 6. So that'd be 1 hit from your aim.
Yes.
This is your favorite roll, though.
No, it's not, because I'm using a sniper rifle rather than the railgun.
Oh, you're using your sniper rifle. All right, so there's 1 success. That's slaying, so it takes it to 2, and then +1 is 3, and then you did only hit with 1, so it does 1 less damage for 2 points of damage. And it soaks that to only take 1 point of damage, so it's still hurt.
And it's reeling.
And it's reeling. That's correct. It would have been reeling from your hit as well, Mithril.
Oh, so should I'll roll a d8 then?
Yeah, roll that other d8. Yeah. That's all right. I rolled a 6, so in the long term, it's fine.
It got strained out.
So that's good timing, Shaman. Welcome back. What would you like to do?
Step forward. And then scramble.
All right, he's
Very
scrambling.
slowly.
Awesome.
We're going to need our rock to do some upper body exercises, I think.
He's too much rock and not enough Dwayne.
Too much rock, not enough roll.
So
I don't know. It seems like what happens
this
when you're
creature's
more
turn.
Dwayne than Rock. Yeah.
So on its turn, it's going to spend an action to stop reeling, and then it kind of looks at the two of you, and then it dives back down into the computer.
I'm going to stay at the doorway then. This is end of combat anyway, but I'm going to just shout at the computer from across from here. It's like, hey, you ugly thing, where do you think you're going? I know you're still in that thing. Just step out.
All right.
You still there? Hello?
No.
and then nothing happens.
Yeah, nothing. You kind of yell at it for a minute, and yeah, it's quiet.
Oh.
Sorry, Arclid, what were you saying?
Not by the hair on a chinny chin chin.
And we are at 5:53.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about time to wrap it all up. So you guys have achieved some of your goals.
Yeah.
Yep. Obtain a starship and discover the truth about Lazaro.
Protect Ognar's equipment.
You also protected Ognar's equipment. For Ognar's equipment, you guys have insider with the planet of Putov, and specifically with Ognar's Putov. So, like, I would phrase it as insider with Ognar's Putov, since he's now the ruler of Putov. You have an insider with all those folks.
Mm-hmm.
With discover the truth about Lazaro, I'm going to send you guys. I'll let you guys know in a little bit. I'm still iffy about which gift I'm giving for that one.
Okay.
And I really have no idea what gift to give. Like I have no idea what gift to give you for getting a ship.
Piloting.
Increased career.
Yeah.
Navigation.
Increased career. I already have navigation.
Which
part of my career?
You already have navigation. So is piloting a gift though?
You're the one that said it, Griff. Confirm, is piloting a career?
Let's find out. I'm scrolling on through.
Conversely, there's always stuff like, I don't know,
'Cause I know
increased
there's
career.
astronomy, mathematics, navigation.
True combat actions, plot gifts, gifts that use legacy, gifts that improve your skills.
Piloting is a gift. I was considering getting it for
Yep.
my-
Pilot. You may claim D12 to transport to operate an air vehicle or spaceship. And your combat skills are not limited by transport skill when you do so.
You have the gift of piloting. So I think that's all the goals you've completed at the moment.
Mm-hmm. And I think there's
So-
experience.
Yep, and then everyone gets an experience for being here, and then
Chapter. Chapter's also a plus
And
for
then-
him.
does the end of a chapter give? Is that just experience, or does that?
Yep, it also refreshes gifts that are chapter based.
Yeah, so it's also the end of a chapter, so experience for that as well.
Wonderful. All right.
Anything else?
I think that's
Who
it.
lived up to your motto?
Hey, I want a revolution. Down with our oppressors.
That sounds like it. And Jamin definitely did it as enigmatic because he didn't ask for any help.
That's
in
my
saving his
personality.
robot friend.
That's personality.
What? Oh, what's your Oh, listen to the music.
Can't hear the music.
All right.
You followed your music.
Well, the Mog signal is considered music, so.
Mhm.
Yeah. Nefero,
One shot, one kill.
do you believe you lived up to the spirit of your motto?
Acting in a no-nonsense manner, certainly.
That's perfect. So it sounds like Rafferty might even join us next week. So I will see
Yeah.
y'all next week. Thanks for joining me. Or the outro. So you could say, is there anything else? We shared our mottos.
Well, usually
anything else in the
debrief is
outro?
more about game questions and whatnot, but we are pushing it kind of close to the next game, so.
Yeah, so we
right.
got to wrap
Yeah,
it up
so-
right now.
We'll wrap it up. We'll see you guys all later. Have fun in Star Wars.